Hi, this is Autodesk Revit Architecture Elementary course. In Unit 4, Lecture 2, Conceptual Mass, we're going to model some of the complex geometry that you can see in this file. This lecture presented by me, Firas S, Noori, and the original document that I get those nice shapes Revit file is presented by my best friend and my work colleague, Mr. Mahmoud Al-Tamimi, and he's also from Ajman University at UAE. So this is again the second lecture of the conceptual mass, and we're going to work on this tutorial on making a couple of examples that I have in here. So those examples I'll prefer to show to you in Revit base. It's been made here in project environment. I'm gonna go through some of them, trying to model them in front of you so we can have a better exercise of the techniques that we learned in the previous lecture. Anyway, so if I go ahead and start a new project file here, conceptual mass, and I can go up and go to the metric system and have a metric. So I'm not really gonna go with the dimension, but anyway, so I'm gonna make a rectangle here. I'll leave the dimension for you guys to be really care about. I'm just gonna show you the techniques. So I'm just extruding that box, and based on that I can just compare that, and you can see that you can see that there's 3 points on the same level. Actually there is 2 points at a higher level, and there's 1 point at a lower one. So you got the information here required. For me, I can just go ahead and pick the point that I want as such and then lower it. You can write here and have the exact height you want here. Okay, so that's can go ahead like I don't know, 25, while this one I can make it 10 and whatever, and keep those two high. I think this is very easy example, which is just based on hovering above the object and keep pressing tab until you reach the point, and then just hit that dimension and give the number you want. That's an easy. Let's see this one, 3 and 4. So basically we're starting from a cube. We should have ended up by this guy, which is have a curvature on the south, curvature on the east, and the flat north and flat west. And the hint has been given to us here, it's add profile. So let's do that. It's fairly easy. So I'm just going to remove those changes that I made to this box. Add a profile here. That's so hover the mouse above the edge here. If you want to add a horizontal one in here, as you can see, and click. Now if you try to see that profile based on a wireframe, so don't get surprised, you're not going to see it, and you need to hover above that and keep looking for it, and it's try to separate it from the idea of having a fixed edge like this one. Anyway, so select it and drag that east one, and then select and drag the south one, and you can get this shape that you was looking for, as it's curved on east and south and flat on north and west. And that's my shape. Now this is scary shape 5 and 6, and we're gonna start from a box again, and the hint here has been given to us, which is add edge. So let's have a look. So I'm gonna undo that guy, and I need to undo till I lose this profile. Great, so no more profile, as you can see, just an extrude. Now I'm gonna select the box, and in here I'm gonna have add edge, and in it I'm going here to add an edge. So I'm gonna go from here, the midpoint, to the midpoint. I can just select the edge and pull it out to get that, you know. which is that. Sorry, sorry, notice that the other edge has been added here diagonally from the corner to the corner. So I'm going to do so, select the object and then the same from the corner to the corner. So now you see that I can drag that out as I want. And the other corner, the other face, it's a good idea to select it and then arc rotate around. See, the edge is not from the corner, and then this edge has been pulled out, so let's do that. So here, here, and then the entire edge has been pulled out. So try to distinguish between pulling the entire edge and pulling the point. Anyway, that's done. So 7 and 8, and it's all about adding a profile and edges. So I'm gonna do a couple of undos here and to make sure that there is no edge has been added. I'll select that box and then add a profile. And again, now I need to add edges, so I'm not going to stick exactly to this, but I'm going to show you the technique anyway. So if I come here and try to change that, it's going to curve, and I don't want that. As you can see, it's flat edges, all of them. Okay, so if I'm going to create, and I'm going to select this, sorry, and then going to add an edge, such a thing, and then I drag that, and I'm gonna end up by a curvature, and I don't want that either. So it's a good idea that sorry, you add the edge from any point on the line then to the nearest here. Now notice this, if I drag the specific point here, you see it's beautiful and flatty. Now I can go ahead and do this, the rest, and you know, like I can just push and pull all points, and I can see there's almost none curvature happening. Okay, I can pull the edges out and then add whatever I want as an edges with a minimum curvature or no curvature actually. And I can add them here, and I can keep push and pull those edges out and in and cause the distortion that I want. See? Now I'm gonna skip over that and I'm gonna return to it. Now I need to do this, which is 12 and 11, which is basically starting from 7. So it's trying to help us to understand how we can draw in other faces and how we can make a void geometry on a face. So if I have this face, it's really just picking up and then you go and draw on it. And same with any face you want, you can just pick it up and then draw on it, as long as it's 100% flat. So if you open it and you didn't see that, that means there's some curvature happening at a specific point, so you have to be careful of this. See, hovering on tab, obviously they are curved for some point or having some curvature at a specific point. So see this, feel better because it doesn't have the curvature happened on the other. So now I can pick it and I go to void, and it tells me what type of void. Is it cylinder or it's spherical? Go cylindrical, and I can just drag that down all the way outside, and it's gonna be, you know, voided out immediately, or boolean it or subtracted or whatever. So as I said, it's look like curvature a little bit been happening here. That's why it's prevented from happening. And I can show you in the next exercise, even if you wanted to make a little aligned circle, how we can do that. Anyway, so now we know how to draw on a face, a flat face, and how we make a subtraction on a flat face by the shape that we drawn on it. So again, that's done. Now let's return to this 9 and 10. So it's fair and easy. So again, it's easier to get rid of that actually rather than undoing it. So that's a shape that I'm gonna select, and then I can go extrude. And notice if you extrude it again, it can give you that a middle, it's like a segment here. And again, if you wireframe that, you're gonna see it. So try to understand the difference between twice or a segment, twice extrusion or a segment, rather than adding a profile like a refining process. And it doesn't show until you create an extra edge on the corner or a triangle here, so you can see it. Rather, this one, it's already having this this profile has been added. It's more like a segment, as I said, rather than profiles. Try to understand the difference between both. Now if I select this guy and unpin it here, or unlock it, sorry, I can go ahead and edit profile. The edit profile will be grayed out. If this is locked, see, it will be grayed out. So unlock and then select it. I can just go ahead and draw a circle here, and then I can just select that all with hover and tab, and then delete, and you can see that I get this shape changed. It's look like a blend here. I can go ahead and add a profile, and see now if I go to wireframe, see the difference. It isn't existed. It isn't shown as a fixed segment while it's been added just a refinery. So I'm gonna drag that, see, and then I'm gonna drag that out, and then I'm gonna drag that out also, to get almost similar technique to that shape that I have in here, which is curved from east, north, and from west, while the top part here where there is an extra segment, while this guy is sorry, where this guy is circled. Sorry. So while we talked about having the shape extruded twice to get this shape, we can have a look at the similar cases. Well, the difference between refining and adding twice segments. Let me go back there, and I'll just delete that, and I'm gonna draw a shape here. And obviously I'm flying for some reason anyway, so I'm gonna select that, and then I'm gonna draw here. So if I go to east elevation, I'm drawing on this level 1 or level 0 or whatever, so I'm gonna create another levels randomly, and the exact location is not really to be cared about. I'm gonna select that guy. Don't use the copy here as long as you're not copying to the same reference, right? Use that copy, and then with this space you can paste it or align it to other reference planes that have been created like this. So you know, if I move that, I'm just trying to show you the difference here between this guy and this guy. See, if I, which is select this and that and this, which they are the same shape but located on a different levels and shifted a little bit. If I select and then go solid, notice that the curvature will be created and understood between all those. While if I select the first one and the second one, and then I hit extrude, and then I select this guy and this guy, and then select extrude or solid form, you see the difference that's happening. It's really important to grasp your really good understanding on that. So when you select 3 profiles, it's actually going to curve the edges between them, while if you want it to be aligned you know, like this, it's a good idea to go select the first and the second, and then the second and the third. Anywho, so because I created this, it's really tempting me to go and do this guy. So yes, now I can, you know, if I want, I can draw as I show you on that face. So probably a couple of tabs. Now I can go ahead and draw on it, or I can just select it and then hit extrude again, or create solid, you know. Now I can go edit profile. I have to unlock it and then go edit profile, and I can just you know, change the shape and then delete the original one and then finish. See? And again I can select this guy and go again to create form, and then unlock it and then edit a profile, and then, you know, select that guy and then draw the shape again, such a thing. And you can see that it can go from a rectangle to circle, and then rectangle, and so on to another rectangle again, and so on and so on. Anyway, trying to show you that they have the ability to extrude based on an aligned face or angled faces like this. Now probably we need to do this, and you can notice that's been pushed that edge out of the east, and then the whole south has been pulled out. So back to our geometry. Okay, and I'm gonna draw that, so just a rectangle, almost. I think I'm flying again, yeah. Still unlocking to the higher level, so select this guy, which is the lower one, and then draw. I'm gonna select, and then I'm gonna solid form. So that's my box, and if you notice that the top east line is being pushed toward the west, and the south top is being pushed toward the south. So technically we have this, and then on that shape there is, you know, a cut, which is that one. So you can go easy and pick that guy, and then with the line I can go ahead and draw on it, such a thing, and then select that guy, and then void form. Oops, for some reason it goes crazy, so I'm gonna go and do, obviously it doesn't take the the plane. So again, this guy, and make sure that probably we need to use the set. Yep, better. Now guarantee it's gonna work on that face, so no more fun business. Now we're gonna go for void. Beautiful. See, and it's immediately cutting it, and in this case I used set, and then I decided the face because I'm sick of trying to, you know, catch that face. Anyway, so you can use the set here again, and setting this guy, you can show, and you can see that that's your worker plane, and then go a circle on it. See, it's on that face. Select that guy and void, and for sure it's a cylinder. Push it all the way out, and then, you know, it will cut it. Beautiful. Now we made this out of that, and that's out of the box, of course. What about this guy? It's almost the same, except it have this curve here and here, and this one is look like curvy or aligned. So again, it can be easily done. It's just need to have set that to the ground again, and I'm gonna draw a rectangle, and then I'm gonna make it a solid, and in that I will make this edge out, so like this, to make it straight, and then I will mess it up by adding the profile, and now I can just push that like this and then push that like that. As you can see, those sides are curvy. Actually this side and this guy is curvy, so undo this guy and this guy is curvy like this. Beautiful. While this is perpendicular, while this is inclined. Good. Now how I can draw this cut now, and they are perpendicular to the whole thing, and that's also can be done easily if we go to the top of view, and then I'll create here a reference plane, so they are closer to the inclined one. Good. Or the inclined side. So again, create reference plane, so this guy and this guy. So again, it's easy. I'm gonna name them if you want. So probably this will be the start and this will be the end, and I can go to any east or south, and I can go ahead and set plane, and I can choose that start one that I created, and if I hit show it will be like just showing it to me. But anyway, just go ahead and draw this crazy shape as such. Now I'm gonna go to 3D. See, it's on the start, this one on the start reference plane. Select it and then go void, and you can push that all the way until you highlighted the second reference plane. See, now it's okay. And then as long as at the time you're gonna leave your hand, it's gonna make the cut for you. See, and that's technically what I wanted. So that's what I wanted here. Now how I do this hole, and I don't have a planar face or a normal face, it's all like curvature here, so I can select it here. It's really don't allow me to do that, so I'm gonna go to north and south, or south, and I'm gonna create a reference plane as such, and then in the 3D I can just select that and set it, and then I draw my cylinder, my circle, sorry, on it, and then I can select it and then give it a void form, and then push that down. I can just turn off the show, and notice that it's good it happened, it doesn't cut it through immediately. And the easy thing is just to go and hit cut, select the solid, and then select the void, and you can have that open. So the last shape I want to show you, I'm gonna skip on that, is this. It's basically similar to what I've done, except it have instead of cut it have join. So I'm gonna undo a couple of steps like this. You see this circle, and now I'm gonna extrude it as a solid form like that. Okay, and I'm gonna turn off that, and you can see that now if I go to wireframe, there are two separated entities overlapping in a specific area. But if you go and go join and select this one and then select this one, it's gonna immediately unify them and cut and delete the extra shape between them and make them a one shape. So that's the join element, and that's how it's different from the cutting element here. Anyhow, so I wish that you find this couple of examples useful for you. Leave those shapes for you to have a look at, and you tell me how they can be done, or if you need any question or any comment. That's interesting, by the way, or if you need any help or a comment of how to do any of those. Thank you very much and have a good day.